All right, what's up, guys? We're in game one here in this best of three, the last series in the group stage of the Age of Empires Online tournament, $300 1v1 tournament, the rise of AOEO. Game one, Mountain Crossing, Nasiryo versus Warlock. Get hyped. The series is projected to be the closest series in the entire group stage. These two players, both, very even at the moment. And, it should be a super hype series to watch. So we have Warlock in the red playing as the Indians, and Nasiryo in the purple playing as the Egyptians. Nasiryo used to play this game back in the day. He used to be a very good player. He played under a different account. I believe he was, Twitch can help me out to confirm, but I believe he was Scorpio RTS. Is that right? I believe he was Scorpio RTS. And he was actually a really good player when this guy was in his prime. Or was he Ares RTS? He was Ares RTS? Okay, Scorpio RTS I think was his brother. So I think I knew his brother a little bit better. I knew Scorpio RTS was really good. Ares RTS, that name kind of sounds a little familiar. But, okay, maybe, I know Scorpio's probably better than Nasiryo. But I'm not sure. I think they might have been semi-even, but I do remember Scorpio RTS got quite good. But either way, this is an old player who kind of just recently started playing again. He's kind of shaking off the rust, but I think he's a really good, very talented player. And Warlock's kind of another OG. Warlock's been a bit more active, but maybe on paper Warlock might be a slightly worse like RTS player. Nasiryo might have a little bit of a higher skill ceiling, but Nasiryo might be a little bit more rusty. So either way, I think both these players are like very evenly matched. Even if Nasiryo's back in his like absolute prime, I think both these guys might be pretty evenly matched. So it should be a really, really good best of three that we're all super hyped to watch. And yeah, we're looking at Nasiryo playing as the Egyptians. He opens with a back dock, and he builds it next to the wood line. So docks in Age of Empires Online act as a universal drop-off site, so you can drop off food and you can drop off wood. So very nice opening from Nasiryo. The only thing is he has no barracks. He's maybe vulnerable to pressure, but I do like this very greedy opening and a very good opening. And you can put villagers on the fishing spot so you don't have idle TC. And already getting out his second fishing boat, now working on his third. Well, let's take a look at Warlock. Warlock basically doing the same exact thing. The one unfortunate thing is, like, sometimes the fish spawn on the shoreline and sometimes they don't. So I'm not sure if Warlock had idle TC or maybe he was gathering from the berries for a tiny bit. But that's the one kind of thing to note is that there's no shorefish for Warlock. And actually, even his first fishing spot is really far. Usually there's one bit closer. So, yeah, kind of Nasiryo got a little bit of a better spawn here, but it usually doesn't spawn that different. Usually there is a shorefish, but either way, Warlock, he's got two fishing boats out. And yeah, we're not seeing the barracks from either player. Oh, okay, so Warlock did open with a storehouse on Hunt. That's probably how he avoided having like idle TC time. So he is getting his fishing boats out a little bit later just because he couldn't use his villagers to gather from the fishing spot. But either way, pretty even openings. I think Nasiryo, probably having a slightly better opening here. Gotta be careful with this Woodville here. So yeah, 3 villagers, and he could queue up another one, but I think he looks like he wants to age now. And 3 fishing boats is a pretty good number because there's not a ton of fish in this back pond. Usually players will go up to like 4 fishing boats. Usually you go to 3 or 4 fishing boats on your back pond. Like 5 fishing boats is just too much because you'll deplete the fish like too quickly. It's kind of too much of an investment. So I think usually the standard is you'll see like 3 fishing boats or maybe a 4th. In the back, maybe, probably not a 5th, but so yeah, Nasiryo is advancing to H2, building the Temple of Ra. That's how the Egyptians age up, and he's got a lot of villagers gathering stone here, so it looks like he's gonna be going for a fast second TC, immediately getting up to H2. Neither player going for the middle pond yet. Sometimes you see a player make a move for the early middle pond, and Warlock is building his second TC already. Good second TC timing. Not really the biggest fan of the placement, though. It's very defensive TC. I mean, maybe he feels like he didn't scout and he doesn't want to get surprised by, like, any spearmen, but this TC, there's no units on the field, so you can get away with building this further out of the map. And, the TC can be so much more valuable right here if you build on top of the hunt and then this close to the gold mine. That would give you a lot more value than just, like, being on the berries here. But yeah, I guess maybe he's being a bit overcautious. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that TC location. And here we go. This is, I like this TC a lot more from Nasiryo. He could have moved it over. I probably would have built it closer to the hunt, and you even move it over a tiny bit here, so it's like on the stone and the gold. But I do like Nasiryo's TC better than Warlock's, but it is, I don't know, this is still not the best. It could have been moved over slightly. It's just me like a nice drop off site for the gold mine, and you could also do some far gathering with the stone and the Egyptian priestess empowering, and then probably just build a storehouse on there on that hunt if you want to. So we do have Nasiryo opening with a stable, and he is researching net lures, so going for that early net lures, and he does have 4 fishing boats. Net lures does give conservation, so that's actually really big because it will make these fish last longer. Warlock also now going for the net lures. And let's see, we do have both players making a move for the middle pond. Warlock is already building the dock, while Nasiryo is just sending his villager. Ooh, and we do have Warlock building an outpost to try to basically get this information. He does see the bill. That is valuable information, but it's also kind of a big investment to make an outpost this early in the game. It's what, 100 wood, or 75 wood. But yeah, I mean, it gives them information. I like it, I suppose. I'm usually not the biggest fan of like outposts too soon, because then it does kind of prevent you from building all the buildings that you want. It's just 75 wood early on is like kind of expensive, right? But either way, it'll be kind of nice in the long run. So, this villager is going to get the dock up, which, yeah, you would have liked to see Warlock try to deny it, but he just now queuing up a warship, but really late queuing up the warship. Nasiryo, nothing in queue at the moment. Nasiryo does have a stable and training camels, building a second stable, and now a barracks. And looking at Warlock, he has 1 barracks. What the hell? Okay, yeah, he's going really heavy into the outpost. It is nice to like keep an eye on your back pond so that a player doesn't sneak a dock, but man, I don't know. That's a big investment like at this early in the game. Like, it would be better to like have the scouts just patrol in this location, so you still get like the vision, but you don't spend 75 wood this early. I don't know. That's my opinion. I do really like to see the gather elephants being trained. From most of the Indian players that I have spoke to and I watch, they usually don't really make gather elephants for like a long time. And I've been looking at the unit. Like, on paper, the gather elephants are incredibly strong. And I'm not a big Indian player myself, but my like general kind of first impressions is that gather elephants are extremely good, and you should build them like early. So I do like to see yeah, there's a lot of gather elephants. I really like to see that. He does have his spearmen back here. We do have 2 warships versus the 1, so this is actually going really good for Warlock, where I think he's gonna win water here. He's taking a little bit, idle time from these camels, but not the biggest issue. Now, yeah, getting a 3rd warship out. Warlock complete. Oh, how did that dot just? Oh, I think he just deleted the warship. Maybe queue up some. Oh no, he trained another warship. That's where he should have canceled that warship that was in queue. Just wasted some resources. Like, he already has the water secured, and he is deleting it. That's so painful. Like, he deleted the warship to free up Pop, but then he still trained one. He didn't cancel what was in queue. Nasiryo looking like he was having some issues with the macro. I think he was floating like 1,000 food. Macro is quite different on water maps like this. The resources really come in really quickly, so you gotta kind of take a note for that. But yeah, so many gather elephants, and especially on water maps, they're probably really good because I believe gather elephants are like super efficient at gathering wood. So I wouldn't be surprised if Indians are like a really good water civ. So yeah, we have barracks, 2 barracks, and an archer range for Warlock. And he does have control of the middle pond, so that's really big. There's more fish in the middle pond than there are in the back ponds. So yeah, huge if you can control the middle pond, very big. And do have an early monster being built. Let's take a look at the vill counts here. 50 villagers to 47. A little wall come down here from Nasiryo. Nasiryo going mainly just camels and axemen. Now mixing a couple slingers. Got blacksmith being built. Fishing boats ran out of fish. She's got a scout in the back. Yeah, it looks like there are fishing spots, so hopefully Nasiryo fixes his fishing boats and yeah, finds those last remaining spots. And yep, there he goes. I believe that will be his last fishing spot in the back pond there. Oh, we got push coming in from Warlock. Just a pure infantry ball of like only spearmen, not the army comp you really want. And I actually don't like this because Warlock is in the position where he wants to kind of be the defensive player, right? He's got control of the middle pond, so he has the eco advantage and he's going to be better off in the long run. So you have to just try not to take damage early on. So the fact that Warlock's being so aggressive is kind of like, it's more in Nasiryo's court that Nasiryo has to be the one to be aggressive and make something happen. Nasiryo doing a push, but only with like half of his army, and it was kind of bait there. But yeah, Nasiryo's gonna back up. He loses like 2 axemen along the way. Nasiryo right now macro's very clean. He's at 116 pop. Total populations are really even, but Warlock has a lot of res in the bank, and he's actually like ahead of population of Nasiryo. But Nasiryo's aging. And he's trying to move out. He's doing a lot of risky things right now. He's getting like blacksmith upgrades. He's aging and he's trying to attack. That is a lot of brave things to be doing. Warlock is moving in. Warlock's actually aging himself now, just as these resources like start coming in so quickly. It's kind of easy to get these age ups in on these water maps just because everything's coming in so quickly. Silver Age is in for Nasiryo, so his TC is gonna get got more hit points and more damage. Just from being another age ahead. We got the Splaxmen being researched. They are not the Splaxmen of the past, but they are still Splaxmen, but a shadow of their former self. Could get potentially a good surround here. Nasiryo here is probably the best fight Nasiryo could hope for, right? Having the TC help. Oh, and a camel flank coming in. This is definitely the best fight Nasiryo could hope for here, as Warlock and perhaps overcommitting here. Gotta try not to let these units escape, though. It's tough, you know, there's not really... sometimes units can get away really well, but I think you gotta kind of control the camels a little more efficiently, and he could have done a better job body blocking, I think, and really cleaned up this army. Yeah, sometimes the pathing, you gotta really use the pathing in your favor, and I think with, like, better micro, he could have cleaned up that entire batch of units, which would have been massive. Nasiryo's still a decent army, but yeah, you really, you know, every trade, you want to get every unit kill that you can, obviously. But Nasiryo looking to push here. And, yeah, this is a pretty decent army here from the Egyptian player. Warlock Ant is on 160 pop to the Nasiryo's 138s. We do have the 3rd TC being built all by a lone villager. Let's see if Warlock adjusts that soon. We have God of Warrior Champion coming, +2 melee attack range. Wow, that is very interesting. +20 health and ignore armor. Yeah, those boys might be pretty strong after that upgrade. The range is super interesting. Little raid coming in here. Camels here cleaning it up. Market's going down. Preparing for the late game potentially. But yeah, Nasiryo only had 140 pop to the 160. We got 70 villagers for Nasiryo and 72 for Warlock, so it looks like ecos are about that even. I think Nasiryo's doing a pretty good job with the blacksmith upgrades, and the Egyptians, like, being able to get double defense upgrades in one upgrade is so good, because one of the biggest like bottlenecks to the blacksmith is how long upgrades take to be researched. It's very long. It's a minute for an upgrade to be researched. I think that's a minute for like the base one. It gets longer depending on which tier upgrade it is. But that's like the biggest bottleneck with blacksmith, is that upgrades take a really long time to get researched. So the fact that Egyptians have this nice unique bonus where they get 2 upgrades researched together is really big. The time that it saves is quite significant. Nasiryo are going to build a keep here, trying to drop down fortress so we can just secure this location, perhaps train some elephants. This wall up here, just a single layer wall, not upgraded, but getting ready for the market routes. And this is going to be a scary push from Warlock here. Warlock at 180 pop, and he's now starting to train some sacred cows. Built his 3 shrines, so he's going to start getting that eco going. Better late than never. Oh, and here we go. Keep is being built. This is Nasiryo feeling like he's probably forced to take this fight here. He's not quite at 180 pop, though, and he's got lots of caravans in queue. I think he has a lot in queue at the moment. Ooh, and the fort gets denied. That is rough. He really wanted that fort to get up. And he's going to try to just immediately build it again a little bit more defensively. Warlock decided not to push in there. He could have continued the push there, but kind of going the other way here. So that one warship just hanging out here. Let's see if Warlock's still fishing back there. Nasiryo looks like he ran out of his fishing spots, and then leave the fishing boats. Alright, Nasiryo is on 180 pop, 84 villagers to 77. So the wall, let's see, Nasiryo trying to get a good surround here. This will be an interesting fight here. The wall does go down, so it allows Warlock to retreat if he wants, but you're going to lose quite a few units just retreating. Lots of archers here that they don't really scale well, right? The bowmen could do quite a bit of damage in H2, but you know, as you get to H3, they kind of fall off a bit. Let's take a look at the market routes here. Ooh, we got the big farms, the plantation farms from the Indian player, where you can put 2 villagers on a farm, so really nice bonus. Ooh, and he does have an elephant. Yeah, I would like to see gather from that elephant before the farms, or you could just kind of gradually mix the farms in. Another keep trying to go down. He's really trying to lock down the trade route here. But where is the army? Army's a little bit out of position right now. Oh, the keep gets denied. I think he loses. Do you lose all the resource for that keep? I forget how it works these days. And he tries to just immediately rebuild the keep. Oh, big surround here. Really good choke points, and these are Splaxmen getting around. I think this is going to be a very good trade for Nasiryo, just because you have Splaxmen and kind of looked like a perfect surround the Egyptian army got, and he had demolished that army. Very good pickup for Nasiryo, but Warlock, he's had a big equal lead this entire time, so he's just like immediately back to 180 pop. So he's on 77 vills, but Nasiryo's bank is now going to climb up very significantly because he just wiped that entire army and basically lost like no units, so he doesn't have to like invest res into an army. He just now is going to have a resource surplus after having a very good trade. He tries to make a counter push here, but Warlock already remaxed to 180. And now it looks like Warlock's army comp's probably a bit better. He's got a lot more Turganas now, Turgana champions. And yeah, now this Indian army is looking quite scary. And yeah, elephants are actually not the unit you're going to want to make here, just because there's a lot of Turganas. And they're going to counter that elephant. Yeah, elephants are tagged as, yep, they're cavalry units, so the Turganas will counter the elephant. And Warlock is going Golden Age behind. It's going up to H4. So yeah, Warlock's still looking pretty strong here. I don't think he has any trade, but there's still, you know, plenty of gold on the map, so I don't think that's super relevant. He's getting really far out on the map to claim the far gold, so... oh, fort does go down. I don't like this fort. You could have just maybe like double, triple layered walled here and upgrade the walls instead of investing in a fort in this location. Units are a little bit trapped here for Warlock. Warlock kind of pinning himself in the corner once again. I mean, he is under keep fire, fortress fire, and town center fire, but he does have a very strong army with a lot of Turganas. But yeah, I think eventually Defender's advantage. Nasiryo will probably clean this up, but he is losing quite a bit. You know, this army is still standing quite strong, even though it's fighting underneath the fortress and a town center and Defender's advantage. And Warlock's just going H4 behind this. So, yeah, this army eventually will get cleaned up, but Warlock's still looking very strong at the moment. Now in the 4th age, Nasiryo's total population is dropping quite a bit, only just in that 130 total pop. Oh, and that's a big, massive Turgana champions coming. And this is looking good for Warlock. Warlock able to get that middle pond, I think, was really relevant. Market is being sniped quickly here. Let's see, can Nasiryo hold on for bits? Walls coming down from both players here. And Nasiryo's struggling for res here quite a bit. His food eco is just kind of plummeted. He had to make a big farm transition, and then just the number of units he could make just kind of skyrocketed down. We got a lot of Torganas countering the elephants here. Elephants, you know, of course, good units, but they are getting countered by the Torganas. And Nasiryo still struggling to just kind of train units and get maxed. Oof, and meanwhile, another big push from Warlock. Yeah, Warlock looking very good, sitting at the 180 pop. Probably getting that last CC down soon. Warlock definitely controlling this game here. Yeah, just having that middle pond, it's so big, right? Like, he's still on fish this entire time. And this is the benefit of controlling the middle pond. One player is on fish still with, like, very few farms, and another player had to make a massive farm switch just because he didn't have the fish from the middle pond. Nasiryo trying to hold on here, but yeah, it's starting to look rough. Fortress is being targeted down here, and then TC's right next door. Got a forward keep coming down from Warlock. Oh, and trying to drop down a second forward keep. Trying to knock Nasiryo out of this game. It'll be interesting to see what civs these players come out with in game 2 here. Yeah, I mean, Warlock is an OG player, and he's playing as one of the newer civs. I think India might be his best civ, but I mean, he's played the game a lot back in the day, so he would be familiar with the old civs. You know, before the Indians were released. Perhaps Nasiryo might not be super familiar playing against the Indians, though, if he is more of an old school player. That is a lot of Torgana champions. Yeah, so he's going. This is a good combo. Torgana champions and God of War champions, because obviously you need to make spearmen to counter the Torganas, but then he's got the God of War to counter the spearmen. Yeah, that is a strong comp. Okay, what would Egypt do here? I guess you could. I mean, you could go camels, axemen. I wonder how that trade goes. Like, Egyptians, camels, axemen versus Torganas, God of Wars. I wonder how that trade goes with, like, even upgrades. Ooh, we even got some blade chariots being mixed in here. And this is looking like the final push here. Nasiryo wants to hold on. Well, there he goes. He taps out. GG. Game 1 going to Warlock Ants. Alright, we're getting into Game 2 here in this group stage. Best of 3 between Warlock and Nasiryo. This is do or die. Warlock is up 1-0. So let's see. Can Nasiryo take this game and force a Game 3? Alright, we got Warlock in the red playing as the Norse civilization. We are on equal footing. And we have Nasiryo in the purple playing as the Persian civilization. He's got a nice back hunt. Always nice. It is kind of far walking distance, but it is nice having that back hunt. Just means like the opponent's spearmen have to walk further to get to you. But yeah, that is kind of far walking distance at the same time for your first hunts. You might have some like side hunts here that are a little bit closer potentially, but well, and this is a very good hunt. So killing 2 wolves is really nice. So a wolf is 75 food, so with 2 wolves equal 1 deer. So that's kind of nice. Like, killing 2 wolves is a pretty decent amount of food. And then you have a deer pack and you have 2 boars. So this location right here is super, super important. You know, this is ideally probably where you want to build your second TC, just because there's so much resources here. But yeah, very important location here. Oh, I'm sorry, a little bit of idle TC time. Yeah, a little bit of idle TC time. He is opening with barracks here. And Warlock is also opening with barracks. Ooh, Warlock has 2 really close boars on like a kind of starting hunt here. So yeah, both players have like the 2 boars that are, you know, really close in their base. Wow, it'd be really good if you maybe even kill these 2 boars on like your initial starting storehouse there. And he's got a little back hunt here. Got some side hunts here from Nasiryo. Oh, and 2 more boars. So it looks like an equal footing with lots of boars. Both players have 4 boars, you know, close to their base. And now we got Warlock going on to the wood line here. We got Spearman in queue, leaving 5 villas on food. Multiple spears in queue. So we got 1 spear out, and the second spearman is in queue, where Nasiryo, he's got 1 unit out, and the second one's in queue. So I think they're about dead even in unit production. And we have 5 villagers on hunt in the back here. Don't believe, you know, neither player did hunting dogs. Just focusing on getting the units out here. We have to see who commits more to the Age 1 military. Oh, Nasiryo, I don't know if I'm a big fan of this. I don't think I like this. Unless if you're planning on playing a really extended Age 1. He's building a storehouse on a second hunt. And it's going to slow down your age up. It's going to slow down your second TC. But you could have like a little bit of a smoother food transition. And it basically depends like how long you're staying age 2. But it is an investment to go on to that second hunt. And he does have to pull his villagers back here. Those are getting idle. Even just move them is not the most ideal. Spar bars are here to start pushing back the spearmen, though. Let's see if they're both staying on their villager production. Both of them have like a little tiny bit of idle TC time, like here and there. But yeah, like right now, Warlock actually has an idle TC slipping up. Oh, there you go. So he wants to get that age up in. You know, maybe lost a little bit of villager time, but he's gonna do a 15 vil age up. And Nasiryo's committing more to age 1, which sometimes you do see this with Persia, just because spar bars are really good at like diving TCs. So yeah, it makes sense to, you know, build that. Oh, lure the boar! Lure the boar! No, I really like the idea of killing the boar with your spar bars. But, oh, like, you could easily just bring the boars to the storehouse. Like, now you have to... I mean, also, you can maybe just build a TC here, I guess. But now, like, these 2 boars need to either need a storehouse or they need the TC right here. Or you could have just lured the boar and, like, killed both of the boars, like, right here. And then... But, yeah. Alright, we do have A10 being researched. The scout went down all the way to 2 HP. Lucky that scout got out alive. And it is getting healed by A10, so a very cool, unique tech that only the Persian civilization get. It's called A10, and it allows your storehouses to heal your units. And it heals, you know, decent healing rate, and every single storehouse can heal a unit. Just one storehouse can heal a unit one at a time. Now, you want to heal this scout up just a little bit, and then get some vision and make a push. Warlock is aging, and he's going for a defensive top TC here. Ooh, spar bars are arriving in good time. This is huge. They might straight up deny this TC. This is really good timing. Yeah, this TC, Warlock is like pulled villagers away, now putting villagers back on, but he's losing a lot of time. They're kind of hesitating if he wants to put the villagers on or not. And yeah, this is a ton of damage, and this is what I'm talking about with the Persian spar bar rush. It can cause a lot of damage because these spar bars can take TC fire very well. Spar bars like losing a little bit of walking around the berry bush. Losing a little bit of like time of fighting. Oh, the berry bush is actually really annoying for the spar bar pathing. Villagers are going down though. This TC is getting delayed massively. That's a second villager down. Either way, this is very good for the Persian player here. He maybe could be getting a little bit better value if he's microing the spar bars a little bit better, you know, around the berry bushes. But either way, I think that was still a lot of value. We have 19 villagers to 21 villagers, so Nasiryo is ahead in vills, but he's just building a second TC right now. Ooh, and he did get his own storehouse denied, so it looks like there's aggression going on both ends. And perhaps Nasiryo might have even lost some vills there as I was looking away. Yeah, just lots of action going on both players here. Sparboard trying to, ideally focus the low HP vill, but and now the TC being denied here a bit, but there's lots of the TC is gonna be able to take down these spearmen, and there's lots of villagers just to kind of build this TC very quickly. So let's see, after all that's said and done, let's see once these spearmen get cleared up how the vill counts are looking. So we have 22 villagers to 21 So about that even. Nasiryo actually a little bit behind. He does have 2 idle TCs right now. Trying to move back out on the hunt, but needs to queue up them vills. So it looks like Warlock actually came out a little bit ahead there. Both players ended up building defensive TCs on their berries. Warlock researching Picker's Glove. He did already get Handsaw, or Gang Saw, whatever they call it in this game. And Nasiryo getting Hunting Dogs. The awkward storehouse where he's going to have to build like a second storehouse. That's why, I mean, just luring the boards, right? You could have easily lured the boards to the hunt and had it a little more efficient. And also, these 2 boars, they never got lured to the storehouse here, but this one's getting kind of attacked anyway, so. Alright, first military building is a stable after the initial barracks. Sparbar is just trying to clear up this storehouse, and now looking to get a little raid in here while the Norse infantry units are busy building the building, so these villagers might get idled here a little bit, might have to get pulled back, or might lose the vill. Throwing axemen are not too far away, but you gotta be careful here not to lose the vill. Sparbar's running away a little bit too much here. Really need to just, Sparbar's going, oh, wait a minute, maybe he knows something we don't know. He's going for the low HP vill. The villagers hanging out here for a long time. I don't think any vills went down, but some low HP vills. 2 low HP vills here. I think this one Sparbar might get a couple vill kills here, potentially. Ooh, one more poke. One more poke. One vill does go down. Another vill, very low HP, and it does target the low HP vill. So this single Sparbar MVP here, getting a couple of kills. These 2 Sparbars are going to get cleaned up. This one Sparbar going unnoticed at the moment. We have a stable going down. Double archer range opening. I don't know about that. Lots of bowmen already out. The villagers being idled. Another. The vill 1 HP. The Sparbar didn't commit. We got a late handsaw being researched. Let's get a vill count after these raids. So we're at 38 villagers for Warlock and 35 from Nasiryo. So I think Nasiryo maybe fell behind in TEC production a little bit. So yeah, Warlock actually still had about 2 vills. Is it 30? 3 vills, 36, 39. Total population is looking pretty similar. And let's take a look at the eco upgrades. Ooh, no hunting dogs for Warlock. So I think it looks like he's forgetting hunting dogs. That's a big upgrade. It's tough when you have these long age 1 fights. You sometimes forget. It throws you off your normal timings, and you can sometimes forget your eco upgrade. So yeah, forgetting hunting dogs is really, really bad. Oh, and a couple horsemen going down, or raiders going down completely for free, which is pretty relevant, especially when there's low unit numbers. Like losing 2 units becomes very significant. We do have Loom researched for Warlock. Loom did save some vill lives. There's some low HP vills. Oh, look at this. Archers finding some villagers in the wood line here. Nasiryo looking pretty good right now. He might force a game 3. 46 villagers to 44. So Warlock's still ahead in vill count, and he's ahead in total population. Ooh, and Asabar does go down. Yeah, it's still a very close game at the moment. Let's get a look at the eco upgrades again. So, you got Picker's Glove, you have Handsaw, and you have Pickaxe. Basically, it's just forgot Hunting Dogs. Let's look at Nasiryo. Nasiryo did not get Pickaxe. He got Hunting Dogs, which is good, but no Pickaxe or no Picker's Glove. Just a little bit of a slip up, but both players kind of missing some eco upgrades. Big Raider raid, however. Oh, and a big push at the same time. Ooh, I don't know, it's a lot of raiders. Villagers are getting in on the mix too, but yeah, this is a lot of Norse units here. Nasiryo perhaps over committing here. No, yeah, he's gonna chase down a couple archers. Warlock having better trades here. It looks like Nasiryo trying to be a little bit too aggressive. He's got to be careful. These couple remaining units. Oh no. That's what I'm talking about. Low unit numbers really painful when you kind of just throw away like 4 or 5 units. It's very, very painful. And that gold, Nasiryo starting to stack, flow too much gold. Still lots of villagers on the gold also. Nasiryo was looking good for a while, but had some bad trades there. Now the ball is looking to be in Warlock's hands. Villagers moving out for the next food source there. There are two the boars here. Ooh, he's going to ignore the boars and go for kind of a weird storehouse where I guess it's on the berries, but yeah, it's so... I think one mistake that a lot of players make is that they, like, will forget about boars. Like, one of the big things in Age of Empires Online is that you have to always use every, like, hunt source, and it's sometimes easy to, like, overlook two boars that are right in your base, and you walk, like, way further to go on berries. And even here, like, why are you on the berries instead of the hunt, right? It's so important to, like, not overlook the hunt that's in your base. And you know, he has 4 boars that are, like, inside his base that he could lure a little bit closer and have a much safer food source and a faster food source than these berries. So, oh, big fight here, though. Oh, and Nasiryo might get a good trade here as Warlock's trying to back up and kind of taking a lot of damage as he is retreating here. So yeah, good little trade from Nasiryo. It's definitely what he needs. Needs to really climb back into this game. Let's take a look at his hunts here. He does have the side hunts. Oh, and yeah, that's the thing. It's so easy to do this. Like, you have to, like, train your brain to always read the maps and, like, to not overlook a hunt. And I think when you kill all the deers, it removes the deer from the mini-map. So sometimes you'll forget that they're there. But wow, I think Nasiryo getting a lot of good trades on these reinforcing on the units that are retreating. But look, he's built a storehouse on berries when there's deer here and there's boars here, right? So that's, like, one of the biggest skills or things in AOEO is be careful not to, like, overlook the hunts. Big fight here. Warlock is ahead in total population by quite a bit. Now Nasiryo is the one retreating. He's got a completely empty queue with a lot of resources in the bank. I think he's maybe, you know, trying to micro here a lot, but idle TCs. Pretty even trade here, but now he starts queuing up stuff, and yeah, he's actually forcing Warlock to retreat here. Not a great gold storehouse, but it happens. 61 villagers to the 69 villagers. We got the dogs out. Couple farms coming down. Farms coming down before he touches his 4 boars. Not what you like to see. That's probably one of the most common things I see, like, of talented players that just, like, overlook their boars. They just, like, there's so much food here, right? There's 1,000 food in hunt. He's got, like, a 2,000 food in hunt that he's just, like, completely ignoring. Literally 2,000 food that's, like, almost on top of his CC, and he's just, like, ignoring it, and he's building farms before it. The dogs are out. Got Loom being researched for Nasiryo. And dogs are moving in, man. Such a cool unit, dude. Never seen a... Well, actually, there are war dogs in AOE 3, but it's such a cool little unit, man. These dogs. Biting at some villagers' feet. Uh-oh. Units going down. And Warlock going up to 160 pop. Nasiryo only at 137 here. Asbar's gonna clean up the dogs. But, oh, this is gonna be a scary push. And Warlock's aging at the same time. The empty queue of so many res. Come on, Nasiryo, we believe in you. It's gonna be a tough fight. And Warlock's just gonna back up here. He's aging, doesn't have to take the fight. And it probably would have been beneficial for him to maybe fight there, but either way, I mean, Warlock's looking to be in the lead at the moment. He's at the 160 pop. He's aging. Nasiryo, ooh, he's got a lot of hunt here. He's got to get onto the food sources, right? He's got hunt. He's got 2 boars. Just got to get onto those food sources. He's in, like, full panic mode, but see the hunt. See the hunt. Eat the hunt. Let's get a vill count. 74 villagers to 69. Pretty even vill counts. Nasiryo getting close to that 160 pops. No blacksmith upgrades at all for Warlock. And Nasiryo, I think, just getting his first. Or no, okay, you have to click. Nasiryo does have a pierce damage, which is going to be very nice. And it looks like, yeah, no blacksmith upgrades for Warlock, but Nasiryo, I believe, just pierce damage. And now getting a couple more upgrades behind it. Nasaryo's got a pretty good arm here. Just gotta get onto this food, man. There's so much food. I think Nasiryo probably about to click up to H3 soon. Oh, he does need to build a couple houses. Or I believe one house. But just being capped, they'll probably start aging here any minute. Building an outpost, but look at the villagers. They're on berries. So much hunt. Oh my god, there's like so much hunt on this one screen. Deer, boar, deer. And he's like, nah, I'll go for the berries. And I'll make farms and I'll go for the berries. Alright, Nasiryo going H3. Ooh, nice. Okay, here we go. Asabar raids. This is where Nasiryo can shine. Can he out-multitask Warlock and make Warlock go into full panic mode? That is the big question. 72 villagers to 71. Third TC going down for Warlock. Alright, nice. There we go. At least Nasiryo got onto a hunt. Oh my god. It's like an outpost. So that's huge. Getting onto a food source, you know, those are, you know, pretty exposed. Obviously, these ones be a bit safer. He's got to just like have his eyes identify these locations and then start gathering from this, right? I mean, he's got a huge bank of res at the moment. Both players kind of stopped fighting for quite some time, so both players, their bank just really started getting quite a large bank of resources, and hopefully we'll see that third TC go down very quickly for Nasiryo. He's about to be AIDS. He doesn't need to build another house. It's tough to sometimes forget about those houses. Actually, 2 houses. Oof. Hopefully he'll remember to build those 2 houses, and good. He does identify the 2 houses. I gotta build a TC here. Or here. Got Bowman Champion being researched and Asabar Champion being researched. Already have thrown Axeman Champion in. We have Skirmisher Champion in. Villager Psycho Outpost Ville going down. Uh-oh. I think, let's take a look at Warlock's Blacksmith. I don't even know if he has a Blacksmith. That's the one thing he does not have going for him. I don't think he has any yet. Looks like he has 0 Blacksmith upgrades, so Warlock has 0 Blacksmith upgrades, and Nasiryo has every tier 1 Blacksmith upgrade. So that's the one thing that Nasiryo has going for him, and that might allow him to win this next fight. He's about to get both the champion upgrades in. He now has Champion Bowman and Champion Asabar. If he takes this fight, I think he will win. It looks like he probably has less population, you know, less military population for this fight, but he's ahead on blacksmith upgrades quite significantly. Warlock is starting to catch up, though. He does have 2 blacksmiths researching upgrades right now. But yeah, this is probably go time for Nasiryo. He's getting close to 180 pop also, but I mean, Warlock is just building a huge bank of res. But yeah, this next fight, it's going to be kind of go time for Nasiryo, I think. 71 villagers for the 72. Ooh, raiders coming in for a raid. Both armies moving out here. Oh, bar villagers. He does find 2 more boars. Interesting. Goes all idled. Oh, lots of villagers going down. And it's a lot of villagers going down. Maybe Nasiryo can get a good trap here. He'll have more military. Down to 64 villas. He has potential to win this fight very heavily. But yeah, he's falling behind in the eco here. Yeah, this is Nasiryo's best chance, is if he can take a really good fight here and just win very decisively. Don't want to lose like too many more villas here, but we got a double storehouse going down there. Oh, here we go. This is the big fight time. Warlock is kind of full trapped in the back of the base here. Asabar should be doing a ton of work here. There's like 0 spearmen, so oh my god, the conversions coming in. 2 Asabars already converted, actually pretty massive. These boys do not mess around, and there's just the AOE healing. I think those guys did so much value. And really hard to snipe the healers. I think some of the units weren't attacking. I think Nasiryo will eventually clean this up, but this is the thing. You sometimes have to babysit your army. Look at you really have to just select your units. Like so many of the units just not attacking. You gotta be really careful monitoring your army, making sure they're attacking. And I mean, Nasiryo cleans up the army, but it doesn't go as well as it could have went in that fight. And he really needed to win that fight kind of convincingly. And yeah, it didn't exactly go the way he wanted. We've got some villagers fighting villagers. Warlock back at the 180 pop, and now we're going to start building a huge bank. Nasiryo down to 140 pop. Oh, he's even losing bills here. Yeah, looking a bit rough for Nasiryo. He's got a decent bank of res, but 59 bills only. Not looking good at the moment. Warlock's looking pretty strong, I suppose. Oh. Took a sip of my drink and then glance over and we got another strong push. Alright, Warlock is looking respectable. He is looking pretty respectable. Looking like he might 2-0 Nasiryo. Yeah, I was gonna say that Nasiryo was the slight favorite. Nasiryo maybe a little bit more rusty, but I was, you know, Warlock looking good. Oh, walling into the... There we go. There is the GG. Nasiryo resigns. Warlock takes this 2-0. Who did I say? Warlock. Yeah, Warlock takes this 2-0, and Warlock advances to the main stage. Nasiryo, good performance, but he is eliminated in the group stage. It's awesome to see Nasiryo compete. Hopefully, we see him get more active and play in the next tournaments and have a better run. But yeah, that's it for this. Hopefully, throw us on YouTube. So, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Peace.